everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to learn how to create GoToWebinar registrant on FlexiFunnels form submission. So I am a business coach and I am conducting a business strategy webinar, and here I have created a webinar registration form using FlexiFunnels. So here in this case I want whenever a new form submission is made, automatically using that details, a new registrant should be created in my GoToWebinar account. So here to build this connection, I need to connect these applications using an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. So here to learn this process step by step, let me take you to my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video, we are going to learn how to create GoToWebinar registrant for FlexiFunnels form submission. So as I've already mentioned in my introduction that I am a business coach and I am hosting a webinar on business strategies. So I use FlexiFunnels to create forms for people to sign up for my webinars. So here in this case I want whenever someone fills this form, automatically that person should be created as a registrant in my GoToWebinar account. So here by connecting FlexiFunnels with GoToWebinar, I can automatically register anyone who fills out my form for the next webinar. So here to build this connection, I need to connect my FlexiFunnels with my GoToWebinar account. And here to build this connection, I am going to use an automation software named as Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software, and it connects all your favorite apps and makes them work together seamlessly. You can set it up to do things automatically like updating customer info across platforms or sending notification when something important happens. It's really easy to use and saves you tons of time that you can spend on more important stuff. Plus, it keeps everything organized and error-free, so you can focus on growing your business hassle-free. So this is the homepage of Pabbly Connect, and you can visit this page by simply browsing for the URL pabbly.com/connect. Here you can see two options that are sign in and sign up free. If you're a new user, click on sign up free and get 300 tasks every month to explore the software. And if you're an existing user, click on sign in. Here I'm an existing user, so I'm clicking on sign in. Now after signing in, here you can see all Pabbly apps window where you can see all the applications of Pabbly. Here to connect my applications, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. This is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, and here to build my connection, I need to create a workflow first. So for that, I'm going to click on this create workflow button that is given on the top right corner. Now here in this create workflow dialog box, I have to give a name to my workflow. So here I'm going to give the name as create GoToWebinar registrant on FlexiFunnels form submission. And here I'm going to select my folder as automations. You can select your folder as per your need. Also, you can create multiple folders to save your workflows accordingly. And now here to learn how to create a folder in Pabbly Connect, then you have to click on this learn more link given over here. And by doing this, it will take you to our forum window where you can see all the instructions to how to create a new folder in Pabbly Connect. So moving back to my Pabbly's dashboard, and here to create a workflow, I'm going to click on this create button given over here. Now here in this workflow window, you can see I have successfully created a workflow with the name Create GoToWebinar Registrant on FlexiFunnels form submission. And here you can see two most important principles of an automation process, that are trigger and action. Where trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means action is a response towards a trigger. Your automation can have a single trigger but multiple action steps. Now let's begin with our automation by simply setting up our trigger. So here I'm going to select my trigger application as FlexiFunnels. So FlexiFunnels Forms is a tool that businesses use to create forms for their sales pages and landing pages. These forms help collect visitor information like email addresses and phone numbers. Businesses use FlexiFunnels forms to generate leads, customize the look and feel of the forms to match their brand, and integrate with other marketing tools to automate follow-ups and manage leads efficiently. So here in my FlexiFunnels trigger, I am going to select my trigger event as new form submission, so that whenever a new submission is received in my FlexiFunnels form, automatically Pabbly Connect should capture the response. And here you can see I have received a webhook URL. That means I'm going to use this webhook URL to connect my FlexiFunnels form with Pabbly Connect. So here, following the instructions given below, here I've already logged in my FlexiFunnels account. And here you can see my page which I have created with the name webinar page. So here I'm going to click on this edit page. And then from here I'm going to select my form element, and from here I'm going to click on this setting icon given over here, and from here I'm going to click on this settings again, and here you can see we have received the option for connect here. So here I'm going to click on this, and here under integrations I'm going to select the integration type as webhook, and here you can see it is asking for webhook name and the webhook URL. So here I'm going to give the name to my webhook, that is webinar registrant. And now here for the webhook URL, let me take you back to Pabbly's window. Here I'm going to copy this webhook URL, moving back to my FlexiFunnel form, and here I'm going to enter the webhook URL. Now here after entering both these details, here I'm going to click on the save, and then I'm going to click on the save again, and then I'm going to click on this preview. And here you can see we have successfully set up our webhook. So now let's go back to our Pabbly window. And here you can see as it is waiting for webhook response. That means here to receive a webhook response, we need to do a test submission. And to do a test submission, we need to generate a test response in our form. So for that, let me take you back to my form. And here I'm going to enter dummy data and do a test submission. So here for the first name, I'm going to enter the name as dummy, last name as user, a random phone number, and a random email such as dummy123@pabblytunes.com. And now here after entering all these details, here I'm going to click on this submit. And here you can see we have successfully submitted the response. So now let's go and check our Pabbly's window. And here you can see we have successfully received a response here where we have received the lead details such as the phone number, last name, first name, and some other details. So with this we have successfully set up our trigger. Now let's move to action step, and here I'm going to select my action application as GoTo Webinar. So GoTo Webinar is a platform that lets people host online webinars, and it's easy to use and allows businesses and individuals to hold live or recorded webinars for large audiences. People use GoTo Webinar because it helps them reach many viewers, engage with their audience through interactive features, and manage their webinars smoothly. So here in my action step, I'm going to select my action event as create a registrant, so that whenever a new form submission is received, automatically using that detail, a new registrant should be created in my GoToWebinar account. And now to connect my GoToWebinar with Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to click on this connect. Here to build a new connection, I'm going to select add new connection. If your GoToWebinar account is already connected with Pabbly Connect, then you can click on select existing connection. And now here to build a new connection, I'm going to click on this connect with GoToWebinar. And here you can see the authorization is successful, but here to build a new connection, it is asking for the from time and the to time. So here basically I need to enter the from and to time of the webinar which I'm going to conduct. So here in the instruction it says from time in UTC format required during fetching your webinar list, example this. So here in my GoToWebinar account, you can see the webinar which I'm going to conduct is at 10 AM to 2 PM IST. That means this time is in IST format, but here in my Pabbly's window, I need to enter this date in UTC format to connect my GoToWebinar account with Pabbly Connect. Here I need to convert my IST format to my UTC format so that I can enter the from time and to time here. So for that, what we are going to do is that we are going to search for a converter in a new tab. So here I'm going to write IST to UTC converter. And here I'm going to select this converter. You can select any converter as per your need. And here I'm going to enter my IST time. So here as you can see that my from time is from 10 AM. So here I'm going to write IST time as 10 AM. Okay, and here you can see I have received UTC time for that is 4:30 AM. So moving back to Pabbly's window, and here I'm going to copy this format given over here. And here I'm going to edit this format. So here I'm going to enter my webinar date, that is year as 24, month as 07, and the date as 31. As the webinar which I'm going to conduct is on 31st July 2024. And here I'm going to edit the time as per the UTC format. So here I'm going to enter 04, and for here I'm going to enter 30. So here I've successfully added the from time. Now I'm going to copy this. And now I'm going to add it the to time. So here in my webinar, you can see my ending time is 2 PM. So moving back to converter, and here I'm going to add it IST time as 2 PM. Okay, and here you can see we have received the UTC time for the same, that is 8:30 a.m. So moving back to my Pabbly's window, and here in the time I'm going to edit the time as 8:30. Now here, after entering the from time and the to time, I'm going to click on the save. But before clicking on the save, let me tell you that if you want to learn this process more clearly, then you can click on this watch tutorial here, and it will take you to a video where you can see a tutorial for this connection. So here, after entering this time, I'm going to click on this save. And here you can see we are now successfully connected. So moving forward, and now here it is asking me for webinar. So here I've already shown you that I have created my webinar with the name Business Strategies. So moving back to Pabbly window, and here I'm going to select my webinar as Business Strategies. Moving forward, and now here it is asking for first name, last name, email and some other details. So here, instead of entering these details manually, here I will map the data. Mapping data means insert data from previous step. That means here I will map the data from the response I have received in my trigger step. Mapping makes our text dynamic so that whenever a new response is received in my FlexiFunnels form, automatically this previously existing detail will be updated with the new one. So here I'm going to map the first name. Moving forward, here I'm going to map the last name. And here I'm going to map the email. Moving forward, here this address, city, state, zip code, country are not a required field. So here I'm going to leave them blank. But lastly, here I'm going to map the user's phone number because I have received the phone number in the response. So here I've left these fields blank because I'm not getting any of the values in the response. But you can enter these values as per your need. And now here, after entering all the required data, I'm going to click on the save and send test request. And here you can see we have received a successful response where the status is approved. That means we have successfully created a registrant under this webinar. So now let's go and check it. Here I'm going to open it. Scrolling little down. Here I'm going to click on this registration option. And from here I'm going to click on this total registrants. And here you can see we have successfully created a new registrant here with the name dummy user, email as dummy123@pabblytudes.com. So with this, we have successfully set up this automation. Now let's test our automation with a real-time example. And to test our automation, we need to generate another test response in our form. So for that, let me take you back to my form. Here I'm going to refresh it. And here I'm going to enter dummy data and do a test submission. So here for the first name, I'm going to enter the name as test, last name as user, a random phone number, and email as test@pabblytudes.com. Now here, after entering all these details, here I'm going to click on this submit. And here you can see we have successfully made a submission here. So now let's go and check our webinar registrants. Here I'm going to refresh it. Again, let's check it. Registration, total registrants. Here you can see the number has been changed. And here you can see we have successfully created a new registrant with the name test user, email as test@pabblytudes.com. So with this, we have successfully tested our automation. Now let me summarize this whole video for you. So here we have taken our trigger as FlexiFunnels and our action as GoTo Webinar. So that whenever a new form submission is made in our FlexiFunnels, automatically using that detail, a new registrant should be created in our GoTo Webinar account. Now if you want to use the same workflow, then you can find the Glow link in the description box below. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching.
Not only these applications, you can integrate many other applications with Pabbly Connect. If you have any doubt, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any query, you can contact us on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, then you can contact us on www.pabbly.com. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends.